I often hear, what if I'm not capable of speaking a foreign language? And I have a couple of things to say. I can speak 6 languages. It first started when I was born in Armenia, but my family had to move to Russia. So I started speaking 2 languages at the same time. Like any typical Armenian family in Russia, we had a strict rule at home, only Armenian. So I had 2 native languages, Armenian at home and Russian at school. My grandfather would scold us for speaking Russian, and that time I got really frustrated. But now I'm thankful, because it was the best way to keep my mother tongue alive. My first foreign language was English, and it's my first love. It's all thanks to my first English teacher, who inspired me then and inspires me till now, as a language learner and as an English teacher. The secret, insight, philosophy, if you will, is simple. Use only the human way to learn the language. But what is the human way? Anything you find interesting for humans, as simple as that. La quatrième langue est le français. And this is quite opposite example when the educational system took over and the human way didn't work. At the end of university, after studying the language for 3 years, I had an intermediate level. And I knew that once I stepped out of the university, I wouldn't use any French. And I was right. And this is what I call a non-human way. For me, French was just another university subject. There was nothing that made me curious or excited about the language. It was just a subject that I had to understand, learn, pass, and forget. And I'm that type of person. I always learn from my mistakes and my failures. Now I know that you will never learn anything if you don't put your soul in it. And over time, I realized that there are 2 main struggles that people face while learning any foreign language. There are 2 main reasons why we're unable to speak a foreign language. And the first one, I'm sure everyone's been there. It's the fear of making mistakes. And the second one, which is not so obvious, it's the lack of emotional connection. When we don't tie it to something that we love or something that we are interested in our life. When I started my teaching career, I needed to see if my idea is right or wrong. So I tried to use different materials in our classes. And due to the age differences, we spoke to Cheburashka or Marvel heroes. 지금은 6번째 오늘을 공부하고 있습니다. And this is Korean. I'm studying Korean because of my favorite Korean group, BTS. And when I study this language, I use the human way. Whenever I'm tired of the textbooks or worksheets, I listen to their songs and watch their interviews. This is how I prove that human way works, because the learning process never ends. Everyone is learning a language. And I'm sure there is someone among your friends or relatives who's been trying to study English for all their life, but still afraid to say a word. We assume English as a school subject, not as a communication tool that would save us, or at least make our life easier. Language is a key to many closed doors. There are about 7,000 languages in the world, and about 8 billion people. There are endless ways of learning English or any other foreign language. And my crucial aim as an English teacher is to find that one special way that my students would love. When I started to teach, and now as an experienced teacher, I make sure that I know what my students love. I know that their favorite movies, their favorite songs, their favorite artists, so I can make sure that our lessons and learning process is more natural, engaging, and faster. So we shouldn't forget about the learning process. It should be engaging. And when the students are engaged, the results are much better. We shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes, and it's okay. Whenever I'm afraid to speak Korean, and I'm mostly afraid to speak Korean nowadays, I listen to my favorite songs, and I'm like, okay, I want to understand what they sing. And when I was traveling to South Korea, there was a small interaction with a Korean lady who wouldn't understand any English, of course. She was afraid of English, I was afraid of Korean, but we still did some conversation. You know, our educational system is super strict. For example, the only language that I'm not afraid to speak or to be misunderstood is Turkish, because I didn't learn it in a formal way. I didn't study at university or school. I taught it to myself. So I'm never afraid to make a mistake or to get a bad mark. There is a simple algorithm. How can we learn any language? We choose a language, we tie it to something that we love, we really care about, and let the learning process begin. I always tell it to my students, because everything is possible when you love it. I chose to love English. As I said, it was my first love. And I connected all my life with English. I found my calling in it. I started to teach. I inspired people to learn to speak, even to make mistakes. And thanks to English, I can feel free whenever I go, because almost everyone can speak English. And again, it was possible just because I love the language. We shouldn't be afraid of the language. We shouldn't be afraid to speak it. Both love and fear are really strong emotions. They are strong and powerful fuels. But the difference is that fear consumes us, it burns us, it pushes us back, while love is giving us energy, keeps us warm, and pushes us forward to be a better person, to grow, and to improve. All our actions are guided by fear or love. We just have to choose. The difference and the main idea is to choose love, because it gives us more power. It helps us overcome fear and to grow, face the fears, to grow. So, my last saying for today's speech is, what is more powerful than fear? It's love.